What's up, everybody? It's Justin. Happy Wednesday. Happy AMA Day. Happy day before Thanksgiving Day. Let's get started. Let's make sure everything's live. Looks a little different. No whiteboard today, right? It's going to be a chill episode. I'm going to hit refresh here and make sure we're live. Hold on just a second. Show me what he's done to you. All right, we're live. Let's check. Click for more. Let's see if I got people in here. We got some people? Let's see. What's up, Rhea? How you doing? Welcome to AMA number 46. This is so weird because I figured out the camera's facing me today, which is different. I never do that. I always have it backwards with the better camera on the back end for the whiteboard stuff. And I was told that there's this little magic thing, little magic wand, and I hit it and it reverses everything. So it's like my right hand's actually my right hand for you. My left hand, like this is my left arm. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I'm like, I don't have a tattoo on my right arm. Anytime I do the live videos in the groups, it's reversed. So somebody finally taught me how to reverse the camera and make it normal. So like if I wrote on a whiteboard right now, it would look correct to you. It would read left to right. But it's really weird because anytime I move opposite and it's breaking my brain. Plus I'm drinking dry farm wines. So broken brain is much easier right now than normal. What's up, Carla? What's up, Kayla? Oh, she's tagging people. Cool. Keep tagging people. Rhea, hi. Monkey face. Happy Thanksgiving, Liz. What's up? All right, cool. We got some live viewers. Let's let some people come in here. This is kind of just a chill, casual one. I'm blocking my dead animal on the wall. You gotta hide it so the vegans don't protest me, you know? What's up? It's Thanksgiving tomorrow. Are you guys ready? You excited? Did you make all the Clovis Perfect Paleo Cookbook recipes for your Thanksgiving? You should have. I hope so. This feels so weird, guys. I'm so used to the whiteboard and everything. So I took a couple notes. Here's how this is going to go down. This is AMA number 46. I'm just calling it Thanksgiving special. Why not? Because it's going to be chill. We'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. You are going to dictate this episode completely. The first couple minutes, I'm going to present a couple of topics to you just because there were some things that I was asked about by multiple people. So if we want to touch on those things, that's cool with me. If you want to touch on other things, that's cool with me. So really, it's up to you. It's up to you. And this is going to be new for me too, because when I do the AMAs so basically, like I said, I want to start devoting these AMAs to new people coming into Clovis, right? There's over 200 members now. There might be over 210 members now in Am Clovis, which is the paid members group. Those are people that bought custom nutrition plans from me. That's a lot of people to manage. So I find myself getting a lot of the same questions over and over, which is normal. That's totally normal. Everybody, we're dealing with health and wellness. Health, wellness, nutrition, fitness, all these things, right? So there's a lot of similar questions that come up, of course. So what I'd like to do is start devoting these AMAs to the new people and the questions that they have in their first couple weeks on Clovis, because it's tricky. I know it's tricky, you know? I'm asking you guys to give up the mainstream completely. And that's the thing, is it's to anyone in Clovis. It's so funny when I watch people who have been in Clovis forever and they're just like, they get a little ego-y, a couple of you, you know? It's just this kind of like, I know all the things, you know? That happens all the time because this is your new normal now. It becomes your new normal very quickly. And how quickly we forget that 4, 5, 6 months ago, you were right where these new people are, you know? So I want to just give the new people some love and bring them in, because I know it would be difficult to go back and listen to 45 AMA episodes or siphon through 60 plus hours of Facebook video content at clovis.show. Go to clovis.show, man. And there's all the time minute markers there. It's all categorized. I updated all the categories and all the tags today. There's constant work happening behind the scenes. The organization of this big giant Clovis machine that I've built is now a bit staggering. I mean, like I told you guys in a Facebook Live video this morning, I went live and I Am Clovis and the Clovis Academy and just explained that I'm basically working sun up to sundown, like 7 days a week. You know, it's crazy. So trying to find ways to make things more manageable. And what I found is the more podcast episodes I release, actually the more manageable it becomes. The more content I put out in different ways, in easily digestible ways, the easier it becomes for me to manage that amount of content. You know, I'm doing 4 podcasts a week right now, guys. So I actually took a step back. I have some previously recorded interviews that I'm going to wait to release. There's just too much content right now. There's simply too much content. I'm asking you guys to consume way too much content. So I'm going to slow down. slow it down a little bit, probably wait another week before I drop another interview. The next interview will probably be Diana Rogers. She just got back from Thailand, some Thailand news. Ooh, cool. So I'll probably wait like another week to release her episode and then start moving into maybe once a week, maybe once every other week for the interview episodes. There's going to be an AMA episode every week. There's going to be an In Case You Missed It episode every week. There's going to be a Just Justin podcast every Saturday. It's a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. Who else is here? What's up, Wendy? What's up, Anna? What's up? Kayla thought sweet potato coconut bars. Oh yeah, I fantastic. Those are probably my favorite. Happy early prime rib day. Prime rib day, nice. That's cool. That's a good way to do it. Sweet potato coconut bars are cooking right now. You will not be disappointed. Trust me. Awesome. Kayla tagging people. Thank you very much. So everything on the internet side of things is working well. All right, so let me jump in here. I'll tell you guys a couple things that people were asking me about. So one, there's been a whole lot of talk lately in Am Clovis and Clovis Academy about, hi Cindy, what's up? About, this is gonna be so weird because now that I have the camera facing me, it's just comments. So I'm gonna try to not get distracted by comments, but I wanna address all your comments too. So if you guys have any questions, you can start hitting me with questions, totally fine. Whatever you guys wanna talk about, let me know. Any questions at all. If you are wondering what I'm drinking, because I'm a sophisticated palate, whatever, I don't know what that means, but I have Dry Farm wines. I hope that you do. This is Giratilla Pinsazesti Villani Portugiser Villani Vedi Reduditi. That's what I'm drinking, guys. I said it perfectly. Some sommelier is watching this right now and putting me on his hit list. Must kill Justin. That's what it's called. I don't know. It's pretty good. Pretty good stuff. Dry Farm Wines. Awesome. Go to dryfarmwines.com/Clovis. That's where you gotta go. What? I made it here. Deb, you made it here. Congratulations. Is it because I shared a link or because you bookmarked earlier? Tell me how that went down. Angel's Envy. Nice. Good choice. I am a big... I don't know if you can see the rest of my bar. Yeah, you can kind of see it right now, but I got quite the bar back there. I'm a big whiskey fan. I like bourbon a lot. I drink a lot less than I used to now that I left the music industry, but you know, drink responsibly, as they say. So let me see where to start here. I do want to, for those of you that missed this morning's live videos, I'm going to convert I Am Clovis, the member platform on I Am Clovis, into a paid membership program. I'm going to be putting more content in the paid member portal, which is imclovis.com/members. I'm going to be putting more books, more podcasts, more playlists, more videos, more everything, more fitness demonstration videos, more direct question videos that I'll just go, film a video, throw it up there. Really exclusive content. There's gonna be a lot of exclusive content. Like I said, breaking down all the AMAs into bite-sized digestible pieces, putting them in playlists for you based on category, based on topic. It's gonna be just a treasure trove. And so that would give you access to the I Am Clovis Facebook group, give you access to the I Am Clovis membership portal, and that would just be a flat fee every single month. And if you get a subscription of the Perfect Paleo Powder, a 30-serving bag of the Perfect Paleo Powder every month, then your subscription fee will be waived. Cool, right? And you're gonna get a discount in the store, which will mean discounted prices on everything in the store, including a massive discount on what would be considered custom nutrition plans. Because once you get a custom nutrition plan from me, as we know, it's basically 100% success rate with clients at this point, paid clients, mind you. And I do want to remind you guys of that. I did over 400 nutrition plans for free, and the compliance rate was probably 15%. And that's where Clovis came from. That 15% became the Clovis OGs, became the members of the Clovis Academy, became all these people that did really well. Now that I charge $97 for a custom nutrition plan, the compliance rate is 100%. Literally, 100%. It jumped from 15% to 100%. Why? Because people paid for it. Because they made an investment in themselves. So I'll tell you right now, I was talking to Jessica Ridley about this the other day. I'll tell you, I get messages every single day about people, I can't afford $97. Please help me, please help me, please help me, please help me, please help me. Would I like to? Yes. Do I? No, absolutely not. Nope. Because if you want to change, you'll figure it out. $97 is not a lot of money. Not for what you're getting. I'm sorry. You know, I understand people have different financial circumstances and stuff, but when I look at the beach bodies and the insanities of the world and Shakeology this and whatever, it's insane. It's insane what people are paying. The average CrossFit gym membership, people are paying their Globo gym and buying Slim Fast and whatever, and you tell me $97 is too much. If you write me an email, if you make the effort to write me an email and tell me that $97 is too much, you don't want to change. You don't want to change. I promise you. And we're going to talk about that in a minute here too. So anyway, just want to walk you guys through what I Am Clovis is going to become. I don't know the timeline on that. It depends on how long I can get, how long it will take me to get all these things in place. So there's just so much content to manage right now that I'm trying. You are worth way more than all of that. Thank you, Jenny. I appreciate it. Iron pills. Ooh. Oh, geez. I feel blonde, but I don't quite understand the 5x5 workouts. Super easy. And very good question. So you take each exercise and you're doing 5 sets of 5 reps. So explain to me, Kayla, when you say you don't understand, do you mean you've done it? Have you, usually when somebody wants to do 5x5, I have them download the Strongest 5x5 app, download it, pay for the premium, which is, it's a $9.99 one-time charge, and then you're in it for life. It's got iCloud backup, everything, tracks all your workouts. It has your warm-ups, has accessory workouts if you want to do them, tracks all your workouts. It's fantastic. It's progressive loading. It's about as good as it gets for an all-around basic fitness protocol. It's about as good as it gets. So give me more details. I don't know what you're struggling with. Let me know. Started taking Paleo Valley grass-fed organ meat supplements instead of that god-awful. Oh, that's what you're saying, iron. Yeah. Cool. The Paleo Valley is great. You know what, guys? I'm going to bring this up on Facebook real quick so I can read your comments a little bit better, because this is a little difficult with the phone. Let me look on the computer here. There we go, instead of an iron pill. How many months into Clovis would you recommend a new set of macros, specific amount of weight loss? Yes, so you'd be surprised how little your macros change with anything less than like at least 40 pounds of weight loss. They don't shift that much. So body weight will shift your macros, yes, but what really shifts your macros is your goals. I had this conversation with a client today where I had to tough love him a little bit because he was just all over the place on his macros. And he's like, well, dude, I've heard you say that you can be under on carbs, and I've heard you say this and that. And I said, yeah, okay. And you're trying to get close to 10% body fat. This is somebody with some serious goals. This is not just up in the air. I'm just generally trying to get healthier, generally trying to lose weight, right? How you do and the results you see relies only on how closely you can follow instructions, you know? So anyway, long story short, I don't know how many months. I can't give you a number of months. I can't give you anything, really. It's just, if your goal is fat loss, I'm not gonna shift your macros much until you drop 40 pounds. Now, if you come to me and say, hey, I wanna put on 5 pounds of muscle now, I'm happy with my body, I don't wanna lose fat, I want to put on 5 pounds of muscle, yeah, your macros are gonna shift significantly. And that's part of the reason why I'm moving to a membership platform, because right now, if you want new macros, you got to get on the store and buy a custom nutrition plan and pay me $97 for your new macros. So I will deeply discount new macros when you're a member of Am Clovis. That'll be part of this membership platform thing. Let's see here. Doesn't low reps build muscle? Yes, absolutely. That's the point. Why would you not want to build muscle? So one of the biggest factors of how long you live is how much skeletal muscle you have. People talk about VO2 max and all that things. There's only a few things that are direct markers of how long you're going to live. VO2 max is one. The amount of muscle on your frame is one. Now, what you may be thinking in your head is, I'm a female and I don't want to gain a bunch of muscle. Gaining muscle is very difficult. Very difficult. Like you think, I'm not saying you think this, but some women are like, if I lift weights, I'm going to look like those CrossFit girls who look like men. You have no idea how hard that is. You have no idea how difficult it is to look like a female CrossFit athlete. It is ridiculously hard. To be a jacked female is very difficult. It is life dedication, 24/7, your recovery, your food, your everything. You are not gonna end up getting bulky as a female is ridiculously hard to do. So don't worry about that at all if that's a concern. All right, what else we got? All right, back up to Angel's Envy. Cool. Yeah. So anyway, that's the deal with Am Clovis. Kayla, again, let me know what is that your confusion with 5x5? The more detail you give me right now, the better. So like if you just give me a couple words, I'm not gonna know exactly where you want me to go with the question. So let me know exactly what you're wondering about low reps or about strong lifts or why I recommend strong lifts. Again, that's in the recommended fitness protocols inside of Am Clovis, the membership platform of Am Clovis. Today I updated the entire recommended reading list. I updated the podcast list. I need to keep updating the podcast list. There's a lot more that I want to put there. The supplement list was updated. Everything was separated out into their own categories. So it's much, much easier to navigate right now. So those kinds of things I'm going to be constantly updating Am Clovis and just giving you more stuff. So something else that people have been bringing up a lot I've seen it a lot in the Clovis Academy, I've seen it in Am Clovis, that is gallbladder removal. So let me tell you my beef with this. And it's a significant beef, okay? I'm about to get real pissed off, everybody. So the mainstream has screwed everybody up so badly that we accept really poor standards of health as normal or quote unquote average, right? If there's anything I can teach you with Clovis, you do not want to be average. It's like when we talk about reference ranges. Reference ranges for blood work are based on the sick. You don't want to be like them. My reference ranges are much different. I had a client the other day who was like, hey, I'm 39 point something % body fat. I'm just outside of the high risk zone. Because the high risk zone is 40% body fat and above. In my world, if you are above 30% body fat, we are doing nothing else until I get you below 30% body fat. Over 30% body fat, male or female, is high risk zone in my world. So what do I mean by this? There's a lot of people who get a custom plan from me, and I specifically say, like, let me know your health goals, let me know what you're working on. I like to know if there's any medical issues we need to talk about. Some people will come back and tell me 3-4 weeks later that they don't have a gallbladder. They didn't tell me that in the beginning. That's a giant piece of information that I really, really need to help you in the most impactful way. But it's not their fault. The reason why this is happening is because they just think it's normal. And they hear something from the doctor like, well, now my liver just spits bile into my small intestine and I still just absorb everything fine. That's wrong. That's simply not correct. It's really, really bad, and it's not their fault. They were told this by a doctor, right? They were told this by a doctor. What they're forgetting is, so the basic thing that happens is they'll say some bile goes from the liver and goes straight into the small intestine, so you can still absorb foods, but they'll tell you to avoid fat. Avoid eating fat, because now you don't digest fat as well. Which is really strange, because the medical community is fantastic at injecting stuff into you when something's low. Your testosterone's low, here's a needle. You know what I mean? And they don't think about the consequences. They will gladly supplement these things, but for some reason they don't supplement digestive enzymes. They don't even tell you about it because they know nothing about nutrition, but that's besides the point. So what's happening is you can't digest fats. You simply can't, okay? So the gallbladder is almost entirely in charge of this. Why is the gallbladder there? It's not a useless organ that just doesn't need to be there. It operates and spits out specific amounts and, more importantly, specific concentrations of bile salts to help your digestive process along. Based on what you've eaten, that's when the concentration and the amount of bile from the liver gets pumped out. And that's regulated by the gallbladder. Now, what happens is these bile salts are basically emulsifiers. So fat can't mix with water. We know that, right? Like the oil and water don't mix thing, right? These fatty acids, they can't be absorbed by the body. You have to cleave the triglycerides. I've told you guys this before, like triglycerides is 3 fatty acids and a glycerol molecule bound together. Tri fatty acids, glycerol, triglyceride, right? So you have to break these triglycerides apart. You can't do that. And you can't digest the fatty acids without bile first doing its job. It acts as an emulsifier, right? So it acts literally acts like an emulsifier on these fatty acids, which allows the pancreatic enzymes to cleave those triglycerides. Only then, when the triglyceride is cleaved and broken apart, only then can it pass through the lining of the gut and be absorbed as nutrients. You literally cannot absorb these nutrients properly without a gallbladder. So not only do you need to supplement digestive enzymes, you need to do this aggressively. Like, there's another question I'm going to touch on that somebody asked about digestive bitters. Don't use bitters if you don't have a gallbladder. You need to replace bile. This is why I recommend Biogest. Biogest has ox bile, it has betaine hydrochloride, it has, I wish I had the bottle on me. There's like 7 different digestive enzymes. Ox bile is another one, it's just the bile. You can put ox bile in your system, it's much, much cheaper than Biogest. You absolutely have to do this. Right? And here's why I get upset by this, and here's my beef with the medical community, is I have people that don't have a gallbladder that come to me and they find out about this digestive enzyme thing, and they go, I've never had a problem in the past, so I just had an email exchange with a client about this, and she was super graceful, she took it really well, I use it as a teachable moment. People always say things to me like, well, I've never had a problem with digestion in the past. Keep in mind, I want you to understand, if you are obese, right? Which in this case the individual was, right? So if you're obese and you tell me the words, I've never had a problem with digestion in the past, my head explodes and I die. Because you don't get to be obese without digestive issues. So what I want you guys to understand is you may not have diarrhea or constipation or stomach pains or acid reflux or bloating or whatever. Like, there are so many things that come from the gut that do not manifest in the gut. Acne, eczema, psoriasis. There are people that have these things, joint pain, whatever, anything that has to do with inflammation can manifest itself, and you never have a digestive symptom. Never, right? So yes, you have. If you come to me overweight and obese, yes, you have had problems with digestion. You have problems with digestion right now, but you have accepted the norm of being unhealthy. You have simply accepted that being unhealthy is normal and you're quote unquote not having a problem. So I need you to understand that. Anytime you come to me and you tell me I've never had a problem in the past, I don't have a gallbladder and I haven't had any problems, and you're 60 pounds overweight, fuck yeah, you're having a problem. You're having a problem right now in this second, and no doctor will tell you about it. He goes, you're fine. My best friend in the world, why do I care about this so much? My best friend in the world, who I moved in next door to when I was 8 years old, I got a call from him telling me that they took his gallbladder out. He went into the doctor with stomach pains and was instantly brought into surgery, and they took his gallbladder out. What? I was like, why didn't you call me? I was freaking out. Why didn't you call me? He's like, dude, I'm not just going to call you. The doctors told me it was a problem. I had tremendous stomach pain, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, he may have needed it by that point, but do you know what most gallbladder disease is? Undiagnosed gluten sensitivity. That's what it is. If you would have just gone Clovis prior, you'd still have your gallbladder. Now, obviously, hindsight's 20/20. I'm not saying like, how dare you not know of Clovis? Most of you got your gallbladder out before Clovis was even a twinkle in my eye, you know? So I get it. It sucks. It sucks. And it sucks to hear it from me like that. That may have been preventable, you know? But it is an autoimmune issue. So what you have to do right now is you have to supplement. You have to supplement. Trust me on this. I take Biogest just to make things easier. If I have a huge meal, sometimes I'll do one meal a day and I'll eat over 2,000 calories in a meal, right? If I'm just busy or whatever. So yeah, I'll take a digestive enzyme, you know? So you have to supplement, and then you have to make the lifestyle changes. You have to remove all the trigger foods, like what? Lectins. That's eggplant, your squash, your tomato, all the things that people freak out about that I don't have them on the list, right? It's almost autoimmune paleo. We go very close to autoimmune paleo because you have gut issues, right? You have to understand that. So I treat it the same way that I treat hormone replacement therapy. Am I a fan of hormone replacement therapy? Yup. If there's a dude who has testosterone in the hundreds, I will say, you need to get a prescription for a needle and you need to inject bioidentical testosterone right now so you can pull yourself out of the dumps and make the lifestyle changes and eventually taper off. Let the lifestyle changes take root. You need to do the same thing when you don't have a gallbladder. Trust me on this. This is huge. And my best friend is on the transformation page on Clovis. His name is Evan, and he lost 40 pounds. And he takes digestive enzymes because his best friend Justin told him to and said, if I go home and you're not taking Biogest, I'm going to jujitsu you in the face. That's what I said. That's how I teach lessons. Okay, I'm freaking out right now, right? I'm ranting, guys. Sorry, this stuff drives me nuts. So I'm going to keep going on digestion. I want to look a little bit at these, see what kind of comments we're getting. Boop, boop. What's up? My beef, yes. Is it okay to do 2 scoops of weight loss PPP each day if it's within my macros? 100%. I know people that take 4 fat loss servings a day. They got money to spend, those people. They're good friends, really good friends of mine, but just travel a lot, like super, super busy, always on the road, always on the phone, like really high level, intense jobs, a lot of work, a lot of travel time, time in the car, and it's easier for them to just do fat loss than it is to stop at a 7-Eleven and try to find pistachios or something. Totally fine. Like you can't overdose on this stuff. It's whole foods. Don't worry about it. I still die whenever I take the ox bile. Is there an option that would make me die? Yeah, Biogest. My number one option is Biogest for you. So are you talking about ox bile specifically, the brand, like the product ox bile? Because I know I provide links for ox bile. You could try Now Foods has something called super enzymes. You could try super enzymes. That's an interesting symptom though. So you're saying you get stomach pain? I'm assuming you're talking about stomach pain. That'd be quite interesting. That could just be a timing thing too. Let me know when you're taking it. Maybe that has something to do with it. All right. Kayla, let's see. So if I am going to do 5 sets of 5 reps per exercise, how heavy would the weights need to be? Well, that's up to you. So no, do not watch your heart rate. You do not need to watch your heart rate. People, when I talk about aerobic threshold training is cardio, not weightlifting. You don't have to watch your heart rate, weightlifting, 2 different things. And the idea of 5x5 is your first couple days is figuring that out. Now, most women, I'm gonna get murdered for saying this. Most women don't know what trying hard is when it comes to resistance training, heavy weightlifting. Because you've always been told low weight, high reps, most women, when you put a barbell on their back with a significant amount of weight, they do not like it. They are not used to that. It's very, very strange to them. And that's okay. Guys are used to getting in the gym, grunting, rah, rah, being a meathead about it. They're used to that. Not a lot of women are used to that. Some are, of course, not a blanket statement. But the 5 reps should be tough. Getting that 5th rep on that 5th set of your squat, your bench, your deadlift, your overhead press, it should be difficult. Like it should be difficult for sure. But in the beginning, always start real slow. And this is why you get the premium version of the app and you use the warm-up sets and you do all of the warm-up sets. Do all of the warm-up sets. Then I'm telling you, 5x5 is about the best fitness protocol overall I could think of for anybody outside of kettlebells. But kettlebells have a huge learning curve and 5x5 doesn't. You can just go right on the Strongest 5x5 website and watch all of his tutorial videos. It's great. Really solid advice. So I can't tell you how heavy. I don't know what you lift. That's different for every human being. Oh, cool. Liz is giving the ingredients to Biogest. Awesome. Why is there no lectins t-shirt in the store? That's funny. Maybe I'll do that. I'm avoiding nightshades before and post surgery. You might want to be avoiding them forever, Anna, until your health is where you want it to be. Especially if you're dealing with a weight issue. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't get the issue of stripping foods out until you are at the optimal health that you want to be at. I don't know why people don't just do that. I'm an exceptionally disciplined person. I understand that. I'm not trying to be rude or anything. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get why people just swear that they need these foods in their lives. No, you don't. You don't need it. It's tricky for me. I don't know. I just avoid them. I avoid them forever. Pure Encapsulation says a multivitamin for women. Has anyone used either the regular multi or the women's? Laura, have you been in the Am Clovis membership portal? Because I recommend Pure Encapsulations 1, O-N-E, as a daily multivitamin. You can get it right on Amazon. So my favorite multivitamin of all time is Healthy Cell Pro, but it's like $99 a month, and a lot of people don't want to do that. So yes, I'm very, very familiar with Pure Encapsulations. I don't think you have to go gender specific on this one, honestly. If you're just talking about a multivitamin, just get the multivitamin 1. It's a great product. If you wanted to get into a prenatal or something like that, that would be different. But anyway, I take Biogest. If you're eating a large meal, like most of your macros, how many capsules do you take? If you're taking most of your macros in one meal, I would probably do two capsules. Do 2 capsules and see how you feel. See if anything changes. See if your energy level changes. See if you feel, lethargic. If you feel lethargic after a huge meal and then you take the digestive enzymes and you don't, maybe your body's not working as hard. Yeah, it's just trial and error. You're not gonna hurt yourself. So just figure it out for you. Again, blanket statement, I usually take one. If I'm eating all my macros, if I'm doing like an OMAD, like 1 meal a day, then maybe I'll take 2. But I'll usually take 1 capsule and a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. I just tend to do that with every meal. I like shots of apple cider vinegar. I don't know, just something that I like. Any multivitamin you recommend? Yeah, Anna, it's all in Am Clovis. All these supplements are built into the Am Clovis platform. So those of you that are Am Clovis members, there is no reason why you shouldn't know the answers to these questions. You should 100% know the answers to these questions, or you're not taking advantage of the money that you paid. I give you guys a ton of resources, so get in there. I went to the health food store, and the lady that helped me was on top of this gallbladder issue and made sure I got a brand with ox bile, and I'm using them. Perfect. That's awesome. Erica. All right, sometimes I'm trying to scroll up and read I don't know what you're referring to. Sometimes you guys just put like a random sentence in there, and I don't know what you're referring to. So let me know. You said I'll follow 100% and see how it goes. Are you talking about digestive enzymes? Because again, okay, so you're taking Biogest. Try to take it. I take it prior to a meal, so I take it like, I don't know, 2 minutes before a meal. Like my food is hot on the plate, and I'll pop a Biogest. You're actually the first person I've ever heard of having symptoms from Biogest. So that's interesting, and that's something that we'd probably have to dive into deeper. And I wouldn't really feel comfortable just saying, hey, do this right now. There could be a lot to that. It could be a particular type of food you're eating and have nothing to do with Biogest. It could be a number of things, really. Laura replying to Anna. Yeah, Laura, again, all my supplements are in Am Clovis. What else we got? I love pure encapsulations vitamins. Yes, I'm a little nervous because they got bought by Nestle. So we're going to see how that plays out, but I'm a little nervous because Nestle bought them, and I don't want them to change things. Yeah, Anna, I would argue with you there, Anna. So she says, I understand it's just embedded in our culture, that's all. It's a matter of unlearning it. You've already unlearned it. You've already unlearned it. The issue is not in unlearning, the issue is in execution. So execute. That's it. Make it a non-negotiable. That's totally up to you. So I think she's talking about nightshades and everything. I've tried 1 and 2 capsules and I get gut death every time, like legit heart attack, cold sweat, indigestion death. Then stop taking it. Stop taking it. You don't need an answer from me on that. If you have narrowed it down and that is causing that to your body, don't use that product. I don't care what Justin or anybody else says. Don't use that. That's crazy. You shouldn't feel like that after taking that. That's insane. About wild-caught fish. Are tuna, cod, etc. just as healthy in omega-3? No. Salmon is definitely one of the top. Now, the top would be salmon caviar is like off the charts. If you're trying to go for the omega-3 ratio, then yeah, wild-caught salmon is a great idea. But I'm cool with all wild-caught fish. So every time you eat fish, it doesn't have to be like, how many omega-3s am I getting? Like, you get omega-3s from grass-fed beef. You get omega-3s from a lot of things, you know? So I wouldn't just make it like you don't only have to eat wild-caught salmon. Now, if I eat fish, I eat wild-caught salmon and I eat wild-caught tuna. Just canned tuna because it's convenient. But yeah, salmon is a good option, but don't worry about it. I wouldn't be crazy about it. Like, any wild-caught fish, you're going to be getting omega-3s. It's not like you don't have to maximize it. Like, if I was telling you guys to maximize nutrient density, I'd have you eating organ meat 3 times a day. Literally. Like, if you were to really go back to what our ancestors ate, this whole hunter-gatherer paleo thing, they barely ate muscle meat. Like, at all. Barely ate muscle meat. It was brains, kidneys, liver, heart, tongue. It was all organ meats. Organ. Like, the most nutrient-dense gram-for-gram foods on planet Earth. So I wouldn't necessarily worry so much about, like, am I getting the tip-top omega-3 of any fish on the planet? Just eat wild-caught fish. It'll be totally fine. It'll even itself out. Non-negotiable. Anna, I talk about non-negotiable all the time. That's all Clovis is. You decide for yourself what is non-negotiable, and you make it happen. And when you say it's non-negotiable, if you start breaking non-negotiable to yourself, because the only person who's holding you accountable is you. You start breaking promises to yourself, watch your life fly off the rails. It's insane. All you have is your word to yourself, right? So when you make a non-negotiable, you better be damn sure that you're going to execute, or don't tell yourself it's a non-negotiable, because you will break your brain, literally. You will damage yourself. Happiness, depression, all those things, trust me. Don't start lying to yourself. Hey, Mama, what's up? Mama Nault's here. Everybody's always talking Papa Nault, but here's Mama Nault. What's up? Her name is Cheryl. She's lovely. She's my favorite person ever. Hi, Mama. And she's been making paleo cookbook recipes. She made me the crustless quiche. It was delicious. She's making lots of stuff. Erica, how I just fat that. Yeah. Erica, that's what I'm saying, is try other products. If Biogest isn't working for you, you need to try something else. Try apple cider vinegar. Try digestive bitters. Now, digestive bitters, I had a question about digestive bitters as well, right? So digestive bitters, they're not digestive enzymes. They're simply herbal blends. It's just herbs, right? So these herbal blends they'll support digestion, but they're not a direct replacement of digestive enzymes. So I don't really recommend that for when you have no gallbladder, because you need digestive enzymes. So there are plenty of digestive enzymes. Plenty. Now, off the top of my head, I'd have to go looking for you, but there are plenty of digestive enzymes that don't have ox bile. That's the other thing, is you're using Biogest. It might not be ox bile causing a problem for you. It could be betaine hydrochloride, It could be any of the other ingredients in Biogest. So maybe grab ox bile. Ox bile is super cheap. Maybe grab ox bile and try that. If you don't have a problem, now you know that ox bile is not causing the issue. It's a different ingredient. This is how you be your own detective, everybody. This is all trial and error. Clovis is here. I'm here. I look the way that I do through trial and error. That's it. So remember that. So if you think you're thinking it's ox bile giving you a problem, but you're taking Biogest, which has a bunch of ingredients. So stop taking Biogest because it's causing crazy issues for you. Try a capsule of ox bile. If you have no issues, wait a second. Maybe the sweet spot for you is a capsule of ox bile and a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar with every meal. Maybe that's your sweet spot, right? So I'm not saying don't eat fat and don't digest fat. I'm saying you need to explore. There are plenty of options for digestive support. Plenty of options. Mama Nault getting some love. Awesome. Just watched the Perfect Human Diet. Loved it. It's incredible. Yeah. And I'm involved in the Perfect Human Diet 2. CJ Hunt has another investigative documentary coming out, and Clovis is a sponsor of that. So we're sponsors of CJ Hunt's film, sponsor of Diana Rogers' film, and both of those podcasts are going to be released soon, so you guys will learn all about that and how you can get involved and how you can donate to these amazing projects, which you really, really should. MCT oil, is there an amount frequency that will stunt fat loss? What do your macros say? It's already been answered for you. That's it. Is it within your macros? Could you make 100% of your daily fat MCT oil? Sure. Actually, it's one of the most easily digested fats. It's almost an exogenous ketone. It's a great idea. So yeah, no, it's not going to affect you. This is why you have your macro. You don't even have to worry about that question. That question. Nothing. If you stay within your macros, nothing is going to stunt fat loss. That's not the way that this works. MCT oil is a great choice for fat. So when I talked about how you need bile salts to emulsify fatty acids before the pancreatic enzymes can cleave the triglycerides, not true of the medium and shorter chain fatty acids, right? So medium chain triglycerides, that's why they're called medium chain, they absorb very easily with very minimal digestion. They're almost called pre-digested fatty acids. So when you take an MCT oil, it enters your bloodstream almost immediately, which is why coconut products are generally a safe and good choice for people with no gallbladder. So people with no gallbladder, that's another option for you. I'm glad Liz just said this, to supplement 1 to 2 tablespoons up to 3 tablespoons a day of MCT oil. Don't go taking 3 tablespoons all at once. You will have diarrhea, I promise you. So start slow, work your way up. I recommend you get Pure C8. Brain Octane is Pure C8. Kiss My Keto is another brand that has a Pure C8 oil, MCT oil. But that's why MCT oil is MCT oil. People are always like, what's the deal with MCT oil? Why is it in bulletproof coffee? All those things. Because it's almost an exogenous ketone. It is absorbed by the body almost immediately and very readily converted into ketones being burned for fuel. So that's the deal with MCT oil. Hello from Rhode Island. What's up? In your AMA with Autumn Smith, you both talked about tests. Yeah, we talked extensively about tests, and it's all in the show notes. So don't ever forget this. Clovis.show there's always show notes. Anytime you listen to a podcast from me, if you go there right now, you will find in case you missed it, you will find the Just Justin episodes, you will find every single AMA, you will find every single interview that I put out. I have show notes, minute markers, everything for everything I put out. So here, let's, boom, Clovis.show. And I'll send you this one too. Let me think of the URL. Autumn Smith. Boom. Yes, you should always test. Everyone should test. Now, that's another thing you can do. If you don't have a gallbladder, you can actually test and see your pancreatic enzymes. See how well your body's doing at producing pancreatic enzymes and see what your digestion's like. You could test that for pretty short money, I'm pretty sure. For leaky gut, are they necessary? Not really. If you are dealing with obesity, you got leaky gut. I can tell you right off the bat. Yeah, I mean, I would say the vast majority of people, you should take steps to heal your gut. It's almost a given at this point. America has gotten so bad. If you're coming from a standard American diet, you got leaky gut. I'm telling you right now. You can test if you want to, and there's a bunch of different gut permeability tests in that link I sent you with Autumn Smith. They're not necessary, no. That's the thing, is I don't think testing is necessary for a lot of these things, right? Is it good for every single human being alive to focus on gut health? Yup. Is it good for every single human being alive to stop eating grains? Yup. That's all there is to it, you know? So it's so crazy. It's amazing to me that sometimes people, that's the issue with testing, is sometimes people will test and be, well, I don't have leaky gut. This Justin guy's wrong. I can eat all the corn and whole wheat bagels that I want, right? That's not a good idea either, which happens sometimes with some people with testing. I'm sure that's not what you would do. I'm just giving an example of what can go wrong with this, right? And there's certain things like food sensitivity testing, for instance. Like, you could pay $1,000 and pay Cyrex for food sensitivity testing. If you have leaky gut, you're going to get a bunch of false positives because the foods that you eat every day are getting into your bloodstream undigested because you have intestinal permeability, so your body has antibodies against grass-fed beef and avocado and all these things that you're eating every day. So you're like, oh, all these health foods, I have sensitivities to them. No, you don't. You have leaky gut. You did the wrong test at the wrong time. So that's where it can get tricky. So a leaky gut test would be much better prior to doing a food sensitivity test, for sure. If there was a test to do, I would probably do leaky gut testing, for sure. The other thing, I would always test leaky gut, and I would always test hormones. There's a female hormone panel you can get from SpectraCell that you can just buy. You don't need a prescription for or anything. You can go to a lab drawing place. Like here in Nashville, we have any lab test now. They just take your blood, ship it off for you. It's just a phlebotomist on staff. It's built into the price when you get it from SpectraCell, which is really cool. So I'd probably test hormones, thyroid function, leaky gut. If you test those three things, gut permeability, thyroid, and all your hormone levels, you're gonna know a whole lot about yourself, for sure. Now, there's the obvious ones, like fasted blood glucose is a good idea, fasted insulin is a good idea, A1C is a good idea, get your blood glucose levels over time. But again, what happens, right? Like if your blood glucose levels, if your fasted blood glucose is high and your fasted insulin is high, right? What does that mean? You need to lower your insulin and blood glucose. How do you do that? Clovis. If you have leaky gut, comes back and they're like, wow, you have wicked gut permeability. You need to focus on gut health. How do you do that? Clovis. If your hormones are imbalanced and you're having trouble, right? Thyroid production, having trouble. Maybe your thyroid's messed up because you've been taking gluten and you have gluten sensitivity. How do you fix that? Clovis. You know? So it depends on how deep you want to go. I have spent tens of thousands of dollars on testing. I've had more needles stuck in my arm than heroin addicts. But that's just me. I'm obsessed. Clearly, there's a reason why I built Clovis, you know? It's just an obsession for me. It's something that I'm into, that I really enjoy. So I like the biohacking side of things, right? In your opinion, how many food allergies are legit? Probably all of them. I mean, really, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter if it's placebo. If it's placebo, it's legit, right? And if you're having issues like foods, and the difference is food allergies versus food sensitivities, right? So, and I don't know exactly what you mean by your comment. Like if you mean, is there an actual food allergy or is it heel leaky gut and the food allergy goes away? That's probably true in a lot of cases. Now there are super legit food, like it's something like 96% of people have an intolerance to peanuts. Peanuts should not be in a human diet for anybody. Anybody. You're eating peanut butter, you a dummy, okay? You don't need to be doing that, right? It's just, there's no reason for it. There's too much other amazing stuff from these little peanuts. Get out of here with your peanuts, right? No, you don't need them, right? So that, yeah, legit. That would be considered a food allergy. But again, like celiac disease, we don't call celiac disease a food allergy. We don't call it that. But that's essentially what it is, right? It's very close to the same thing. It's just it's nomenclature. So if your body has a violent response to gluten, you have celiac disease. I'd consider that a food allergy. Peanuts is definitely a food allergy. So food allergies are legit. Yeah, there's dairy. I know people that drink dairy and break out in hives inside of 10 minutes. Literally, their face will flush, bumps all. It's crazy. I had a buddy of mine in my rock star days who just refused to stop drinking. Oh God, I can't remember what they're called. Mudslide type things. Like they're just so good. And he'd break out in hives. He'd be at the bar, drunk, broken out in hives, like like a typical American. Ridiculous. But yeah, so I think a lot of them are legit for sure. So let me see here. Another question that I had, that was about digestion. So let's talk about digestion. Obviously, we've talked a lot about digestion and digestive enzymes. So there was a question, what happens when you eat vegetables and they come out whole? We all know what that means, right? If you eat vegetables and they come out the same way they went in. Same exact thing as I said for the gallbladder not digesting fats. You need digestive support. You need digestive enzymes for sure. I would go with the big guns over the bitters. Like you can try apple cider vinegar or bitters or something like that, but there's no reason why leafy green vegetables should be passing through your system undigested. You need support at that point, right? And I don't know about you, but if I got a gang coming to attack me, I'm gonna take out my AR-15 before I take out my handgun. So I would go for the big guns. If you're having trouble like that, you shouldn't be letting entire leafy green vegetables come out undigested. That's a serious problem. You have a lack of stomach acid. The same thing goes for heartburn. Heartburn is almost always, very few cases, almost always a lack of stomach acid. The mainstream doctors will almost always treat it like you have too much stomach acid, give you antacids. Huge problem. This is dumb. A basic misunderstanding of the science, right? So if you have foods that are in your system and they're not being digested because you don't have enough stomach acid, they sit there and they ferment. They basically rot and ferment in your gut, and it is the fermentation that's causing the burning in your throat. It's not acid. Acid doesn't just go, let me swim up your esophagus. What are we talking about here? It's fermentation. It's gases releasing from fermentation. That's the issue. That's what acid reflux is. So somebody asked me about acid reflux. Somebody asked me about vegetables going out the same way they came in. All digestive issues. I highly recommend trying digestive enzymes. Unless you have a severe problem like Erica, and then you got to explore. Then you got to figure out what works for you, right? It'll be different for everybody. Let's see what else we got here. Jalapenos and sweat. My brother-in-law sweats like crazy. Yeah, we've talked about that. That's your body's response to poison. That's your body going, hey, can you stop doing this, dummy? We're dying. And that's what it is. It's crazy. Like you see those hot pepper challenges and the buffalo wing challenges and everything. People are crying and sweating and all this. Like, what's your body's first line of defense? Mucus. Why does it start pouring out mucus and your eyes start tearing up? That is a line of defense. Everything from your mouth to your butt is a mucosal membrane. It's a mucosal lining. That's what your the tight junctions and all that, your intestinal permeability. It's a problem with the mucus. It's a mucus lining down it's in your mouth, it's in your esophagus. Digestion begins with your saliva, right? So the body is literally in full-blown panic mode. Somebody pulled the fire alarm because this dumbass couldn't stop pumping jalapeno peppers in his mouth, right? That's your body saying, we don't like this, not even a little bit, please stop. But us humans, we don't, right? I love spicy food, love it, really do. But it's not good for us. It's not good for us, right? It's really not. So anyway, my stepdad, my mom's husband, his face sweats when he eats. It's crazy, right? Probably has something to do with diabetes, mama, right? As we know. All right, so the other thing I wanted to talk about, I've had a lot of questions, a few minutes left and we'll wrap this thing up, but a lot of questions about partners, how to get your partner on board, right? So I released a podcast, How to Get Your Partner Healthy. This was a kind of a throwback because this podcast had been posted before. And I talk all about how to get your partner healthy and why you can't. So the reason why I bring this up is, and mom is here, so great. Mom is here, she can hear this and she can attest to this, right? I can't get my stepdad to do what he needs to do, right? Can't get him to just jump in and do it. Can't get my little sister to do what she needs to do. Refuses, right? Can get my brother, kind of. He's been on the fence. He just asked me for macros for the first time ever, so that's a big deal, right? So why do I not push Clovis on people outside of these AMAs? When someone comes to an AMA, they want to consume my content. They want to learn about Clovis. So I'll say, yeah, you should go to IamClovis.com and get yourself a custom nutrition plan. You should totally do that, right? But I'm not handing out business cards to people. I don't judge my family when they eat something in front of me. I go watch football with Tommy. We have a blast, right? He eats nachos. I eat plantain chips with guacamole. Who cares? You know, it's not a big deal. So I don't push these things on people. Now, it's very difficult when you have a partner who's not eating like you are and you want to push it on them. There's a reason why I don't push. All that I do is live and lead by example, and I wait for people to come to me, right? I wait for them to come to me. And the thing to remember is that my family needs social proof the same way that I do. Why is it that my aunt just got macros from me, right? My brother is like, hey, I think I want this macros thing. I'm gonna do macros for my stepdad, all these things, right? This starts happening because my family they're human beings. Mama, he's a human being, right? So they need social proof just like everyone else. So sometimes my mom comes to me and she's just like, I was in Clovis. It's amazing what you're doing. There's so many people who have lost so much weight. And I'm like, yes, I know this. I've been trying to tell you, you know? But they need to figure it out for themselves. They need social proof, testimonies, before and after pictures, results, clients. They need social proof the same way that you needed social proof. You needed a friend to tell you, hey, this Justin guy knows what he's talking about. He's real as shit. He swears a lot. Sorry. That's the other thing. I get messages from people asking me if I can stop swearing. Sorry. I'd be doing the world a disservice if I was not myself. If I'm not 100% my true self. Sorry. That's a tangent. Another story, another day. But anyway, so my family needs social proof just like anybody else. They need to know that I know what I'm talking about. Because part of their brain is going, this kid is he might be crazy. My son, my brother, my whatever, he might be crazy. He might not know what he's talking about. He's telling me to eat all this fat. I don't know, man, right? So they need social proof just like anybody else, right? So that's really important to remember. So I just let them come to me when they're ready. I don't push it on them. And here's why. I was listening to a podcast today. I'm gonna get his name wrong. His name is Johann Hari. Johann Hari. He's a New York Times bestselling author. He's a decorated journalist, and he did a podcast with Sam Harris. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of Sam Harris. The Waking Up meditation app is my favorite meditation app of all time. It's incredible. If you've never tried guided meditation, go with the Waking Up app over Calm, over Headspace, over anything, in my opinion. It's a little more heady and intellectual, so you gotta be into that kind of thing. But anyway, so he did this podcast, and they were talking about changing people's minds. This is why you can't get your husband on board. This is why you can't get your mom on board. This is why you can't get your sister on board. This is why I wait for people to come to me, because they have to be ready. Now, what I'm about to teach you is true in politics, religion, relationships, career, dealing with your boss, dealing with any human being in the world. This is true. And he said it so eloquently on the podcast. I said, I need to share this with the Clovis people, because this is what I've been trying to tell you. Why do I say stop shitting in the punch bowl, you dick? Why do I say stop judging people? Why do I say stop this, stop that? Don't push it on people. Wait till they're ready. Let them come to you. I've been saying this for 46 weeks now, everybody. Why? Now I have science to prove it, right? So Johan Hari was talking about these studies that they did. I'd have to paraphrase them. I don't know exactly how the studies went down. I'm just going to tell you guys what the results were. Basically, if two human beings have opposing viewpoints, so I'm going to give you an example. Let's say there is someone who is for the legalization of all drugs in America, right? And then someone who is violently opposed to that idea. So pro-legalization of all drugs, everything, and anti-legalization of any drugs, right? So if you have two people with opposed viewpoints, if they both have the same end goal, if they both want the same thing, so let's say in this scenario, the person who wants the legalization of drugs wants less overdoses due to drug use, drug abuse, and less children using drugs. And this guy is pro-legalization. Then you get another guy who's anti-legalization, and he wants less overdoses from drugs and less children using drugs. So these are two people with opposing viewpoints that have the same end goal. They both want the same end goal. In this scenario, they can change one another's minds with facts. When they are faced with irrefutable facts, they will change their mind because the end goal is the same. One can change the other's mind using facts because the end goal is the same. I keep repeating that because it's important. Now, if you have two people who have opposed viewpoints and their end goals are entirely different, it does not matter how many irrefutable facts you present them with, they will not change their mind, period. They will not change their mind. An example. So let's say you have one guy who's pro-legalization because he wants less overdoses and less children using drugs. You have another guy who's anti-legalization because he's an illegal drug dealer making millions of dollars a year, and if you legalize drugs, his business will go away. It doesn't matter how many facts this guy presents to the drug dealer will be anti-legalization no matter what. No matter what. Facts don't matter, okay? So, what does this have to do with Clovis? It grinds my gears, everybody, when people are like, can you gather scientific studies for me and send them to my husband so he will finally stop eating Doritos and drinking Bud Light? If I could just present him with the facts, present him with the science. When was the last time you got home from work and you walked into your house and you caught your boyfriend or your husband scrolling through Google Scholar reading scientific studies about blood glucose and insulin? When was the last time that happened? No. You probably walk in the house and he shuts the laptop real quick so you don't see what he's looking at. Most dudes, let's be honest, right? So it doesn't matter. You have to understand, you don't want the same thing your husband wants. Women come to me absurdly frustrated. They've tried every diet on planet Earth. They can't lose weight. They've been obese for decades. And they're like, seriously, fuck this. I hate my life. I need to do something different. I am fed up. You want a full-blown lifestyle change. You want to change your belief system. You want to change the way you feel about yourself. You want to change your body image. You want all the poison out of your house. You want to go full-blown Clovis. You're ready. You're fed up. You get to me. You want something drastically different. That's the end goal that you want. The end goal that your husband wants is to continue eating Doritos and drinking Bud Light, and maybe he could stand to lose 10 pounds. He'd be happy with that. He's not in the same place as you. He doesn't have the same end goal as you, right? He doesn't. So it doesn't matter how many facts you present him with doing this. It doesn't matter. You don't have the same end goal. You can't change his mind. Am I going to take the time to curate scientific studies for your husband? No, I'm not going to do that. If he hasn't changed his mind yet, he's not ready to change his mind. Now, if you drop 60 pounds and start wearing a bikini for the first time in 3 decades, right? He's going to look down at his big fat beer belly and go, oh shit. And his end goal is going to become closer and closer to aligned with your end goal, right? You just have to live by example. That's it. You just have to live by example, and you have to wait until they are ready with the understanding that they may never be ready. It may never happen. And I catch a lot of heat for this, you guys. I catch heat about using profanity. I get heat about telling people to get divorced. if your significant other is an asshole, right? I don't care. I don't care, guys. You've been sold a lie, right? And the whole white picket fence shit, right? It's crazy. It's crazy to stay with somebody who abuses you. So I'm not saying like, just everybody go get divorced, right? There's things you can work through, but just understand your goals aren't completely aligned. So there's a difference. Your goal might not be aligned. He might not be ready right now. Might be a great guy that you love to death. Let him be. If you guys have a good relationship outside of what food you eat, chill out, right? I love my family to death. I love being around them. They're my favorite people in the world. I'm about to travel abroad and I'm really nervous about not being around my family. It like breaks my heart, right? It's the only thing that's like holding me back from these things because I just love being around them, you know? They don't eat like I do. My dad does. My dad does 100%. My mom does very close. She does a great job, you know? So I'm not saying that relationships are always bad. If the relationship is toxic, then you need to leave, but it's not always toxic. You might have a husband who's a few pounds overweight and you guys love each other to death and you're still super attracted to each other and you're Clovis and he's not. Cool, deal with it. Get over it. It's not a big deal, guys. There's a lot more to life. You know, there's a lot more to life. Is my husband Clovis? It's not a big deal. And I only say it like this because I just get so many emails about this, guys. I get emails every day about significant others. I get emails of people asking me to make videos to send them. Can you make a video for my dad and tell him how he can lose weight? He won't listen to me. He's not going to listen to me either. Facts don't matter. They don't matter, you guys. This is a huge, huge point. I want you to understand this. Right? You need to understand this. This goes for parenting as well. You know? It's why can't I get my kid to stop eating sugar? Because your kid is 9 and doesn't give a shit about 6-pack abs or living to be 100. He just doesn't care. He can't say, listen, man, this food's going to kill you. He's like, whatever. This is delicious. And I'm going to eat 3 pounds of it till I throw up. I don't give a shit, mommy. Right? You have to speak their language. It's just totally different, you guys. It doesn't work the same way. Like I know when you have a light bulb moment, you want everyone else to have the light bulb moment. I had my light bulb moment like 7 years ago after 10 years prior to that, struggling my ass off, killing myself, doing lots of bad things to my body, right? So my light bulb moment happened 7 years ago. My brother just now for the first time in his life asked me to make macros for him, right? It takes time, guys. You got to live your journey, and understand if the end goals are not aligned, facts don't matter. It's a really important point I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight. So that's probably a good one to close on. It's 9:04, everybody, and it's Thanksgiving tomorrow. Let's see what else we got. I'll see some comments real quick. Okay, we don't have too many comments left. Eating Doritos, that sounds like something I would say. Yeah. Slap your husband with a Hot Pocket. Yeah. Good call, man. My guy has not eaten a PB&J sandwich since the AMA he watched where you told him straight out the PB&J sandwiches are poison. True story. Awesome. They are. I would like go back in this episode. I know you've been here the whole time, Erica, but the peanut butter thing is about as bad as it gets. And store-bought jelly, I can't even tell you how bad that is. What else we got here? That's what I'm doing. Live by example. He got blood work back and he realizes he needs to change. How much he wants it, we shall see. Yes, 100%. Well, in your blood work, Deb has been very vocal that she got her blood work back and it's normal for the first time in God knows how long. So hopefully your direct blood work results will be all the motivation he needs. Hopefully, right? But I'm saying just don't get frustrated with people, you know? If I got frustrated with people, guys, I wouldn't be in this business. I wouldn't do this if I got frustrated when people didn't listen to me. You know what I mean? So you have to approach everything from a place of love, always. I know that I'm in your face. I know that I'm no bullshit. I don't pull punches, right? Blah, 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 blah. Everything that I do is nothing but love. I literally just push as much love out into the world as humanly possible. And that's why, bone to pick, that's why I get so irritated. Somebody wrote me a message the other day, this lady, right? She says, my husband and I were listening to your podcast and you dropped an F-bomb. And my husband said, am I supposed to take this guy seriously? Yeah, you are. Because if you found Clovis, you're probably overweight. You're probably unhealthy. You probably need some help. And if you think that someone who uses profanity is not an intelligent individual to be taken seriously, then you're a fucking dummy, right? Period. period, dude, whoever you are. I don't know where you are, where you live, what you do, right? But I promise you, I have information that you need. And you wrote me off because of that? You're a bad person, dude. Sorry, you're a bad person. If you're that judgmental, you're a bad person. Because everything that I do comes from a place of love. Do I use profanity? Dude, I've been a musician for the past 15 years. I'm playing clubs in downtown Nashville for the last 10. Right? Just be a real person. Be a real person. Be a human being. Come on, you guys. You know? It's crazy to me. But anyway, what else we got? He's asking questions. He's concerned about the salt. Yeah, so show him the blood pressure, salt, and sex. I think that's AMA number 42. Blood pressure, salt, and sex. Yes, AMA number 42. I'm almost positive. So check that out. Anyway, yeah, guys, I try to be real. Speaking of real, it's Thanksgiving tomorrow. I'm super excited. Quick Thanksgiving hack for you tomorrow if you want to be like Justin tomorrow. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to eat anything. I'm going to a dinner, quote unquote, at 2 p.m. So that means that sometime around noon, I am going to murder myself with kettlebells and very, very heavy weights. And I am going to get to that dinner with 0 glycogen in my muscles and 0 glycogen in my liver. And I'm going to eat whatever I want and as much of everything as I want and feel 0 guilt about it. One, because dad is preparing the meal and it's 100% paleo. I made ice cream and I'm bringing paleo stuff myself. It's 100% paleo. All the wine there is dry farm wines. So it's literally just Clovis. It's a Clovis Thanksgiving with tons of desserts and everything. So that's a trick for you. If you want to, you could do sprints. You could just do body weight stuff to failure. Do body weight squats to failure until you literally get down in a squat and have to plop down on the floor because you can't get back up. And do push-ups to failure. And then when you fail, rest 10 seconds and go to failure again. You know, do pull-ups, push-ups, body weight squats, swing a kettlebell, whatever. Just, I'm going to push all of the glycogen out of my body so that I can go refill it. And then all the carbohydrates that you're taking in are essentially healthy at that point because you're dealing with 400 grams of muscle glycogen, and I mean, you're not going to deplete everything, obviously, but like you can hold about 400 grams of muscle glycogen. You can hold between 60 to 100 grams of liver glycogen. So that's a lot of glycogen, right? You blast that glycogen out and go eat 500 grams of carbohydrates and not feel bad about it. It's crazy. But you got to be healthy enough to do that too. So I'm not saying if you're not in that place, if you have a plan with me and I said don't even work out, you should be doing nothing but walking. Don't try to go do sprints. Don't go try to swing heavy kettlebells or do squats or something. You're going to hurt yourself. Don't do that. Just stick to the protocol. But anyway, if you're in a position where you can, you know, like a Steve, you can totally do this, bro. Do some of those. Don't do muscle ups because you hurt yourself. But anyway, yeah, just blast out glycogen and then go eat some Thanksgiving dinner. Be delicious. So I'm excited, guys. What else we got here? Anything? Cool. We'll back up. Okay. No new comments. Thank you guys so much. This has been Live Ask Me Anything number 46. This is really fun. Thanksgiving special. There will be more like this in the future because I'm just going to be answering questions on these AMAs. So come loaded with questions. I'll take questions from that week like I did this time. Digestive enzymes and gallbladder and dealing with your partner and all these things, right? So I'll bring something to the table for sure. So I always have something to talk about with you guys in case there's dead air because I don't understand why this free segment every week, people don't ask me more questions, blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. Blows my mind. Like if Rob Wolf did this, like on a Facebook Live once a week, I'd be there every week and I'd be annoying as shit, right? So it's just like, trust me guys, you should be asking questions. You should be asking as many questions as possible because I know you have them. And I know sometimes you get to the live and you're like, I can't think of anything, right? So if you think a question, if it's a Thursday and you think of a question, write it down on your phone. Bring it back to the AMA on Wednesday. So go to clovis.show, clovis.show. I shared it. I'll share it again. Oh, cool, Jenny. You like this format best. That's awesome. Thank you. I did make the paleo crust for the pie. Yes, mama. Mama made a 100% paleo pumpkin pie. That is awesome. She told the ingredients to me. Not fully Clovis approved, you know, but it's paleo, so better than not, right? I think the sweetener is maple syrup, she said. So, awesome. Paleo pumpkin pie, crazy, homemade crust. Mama, you're killing it. Thank you. I love you. I can't wait. I'll see you tomorrow. So Jenny, you like this format? Awesome. Cool. Thank you. I shared the podcast link again. If you cook bacon and then cook your eggs in the bacon grease, do you have to count the bacon fat as no, you don't need to go looking for bacon fat as a macro. It's added into the bacon. So think about it like that, right? Like the amount of fat that's in the bacon is contained in the strip. So you put it in the strip, releases that fat, then that fat goes into your eggs. It's still from the strip. So don't think about it like that. It was honey, not maple syrup. Okay, honey, cool, awesome, that's great. Yes, so do Clovis, go to clovis.show. Mama, share the, no, don't share that recipe, don't. Sorry, Kayla, I'm cutting you off there because that's not a Clovis recipe, to be clear. Just because something's paleo does not mean it's Clovis. Clovis is much, much different. Much, much different than normal paleo. So there's good, better, and best, right? Clovis is best, 100%. So I'm probably not gonna have her share that one. Sorry about that. Just shut you down. Sorry. But anyway, have a happy Thanksgiving. AMA number 46, Thanksgiving special. I really, really hope that you guys have an amazing day with family. Play games. Drink some dry farm wines if you want. Don't worry so much about the food tomorrow. Don't freak yourself out. Don't be crazy about it. Don't shit in the punch bowl. Don't be mean to your family. Tomorrow is nothing but love. I have said this for years that Thanksgiving is probably my favorite holiday because nothing is expected of anybody, right? You get together, you share a meal. You don't have to buy gifts. You don't have to wear a costume. You don't have to do chocolates on Valentine's Day, right? You get together and you share a meal. You sit around a table, have conversations, right? Love each other. If you have family there that you maybe disagree with on some things, which happens with some families, remember what I taught you today. It's very important. If their end goal is not the same as yours, don't start spitting facts at them. It's not going to work. Just listen, be empathetic, love. That's it, guys. Love as much as you can tomorrow, okay? So it's gonna be an awesome Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving 2018, guys, is AMA number 46, which means we are only 6 weeks away from 1 year, the 1 year anniversary of Clovis AMAs. That's crazy. I'll leave you guys with this and then I'll take off. So sometime soon, I will be doing AMAs with you from Thailand. Cool, guys. Awesome. Everybody have a good night. Cheers. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I love you very much. Thank you for letting me do this. Thank you for letting me do Clovis. I love this work. It's amazing. Every day, you guys teach me more than you know. It's fantastic. So thank you for that. And I hope that I am adding value to your life each and every week. If I'm not, tell me about it. Email me at justin@iamclovis.com. If you are not a member of I Am Clovis, go to iamclovis.com and get yourself a custom nutrition plan right now. You can also go to iamclovis.com/start and get yourself full access to the members portal for free for 7 days. I'll give you 7 days access. Get in there, look around, watch the videos, look at the supplement list, get the approved foods list, all those things free for 7 days. You can get that at iamclovis.com/start. That's all I gotta say tonight, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Have a fantastic holiday. I will see you live in the groups. I'll probably still go live in the morning. If not, I'll see you on Friday. Thanks, everybody. Have a fantastic night. Go get some sleep and have an amazing Thanksgiving. Bye.